welcome to be at as well. So we'll go ahead and start.
We cry for the sadness, but she's not crying. She's okay. She's always believed today is for you guys. Gina and I are together, which makes her okay. Do not take today for granted. 1 minute she was watching me blow the leaves from her garage and fixing the fence. Now she's watching me fix things from above. We have that moment now. Live your purpose. Hug your wife, hug your husband, hug your mom and dad as much as you possibly can. Say I love you so much, but with a heart and meaning. Seriously, annoy the daylights out of your kids. Just love them to death. You know, my mother was very smart, very, very smart. But she did have trouble with technology. She did not fully get computers or smartphones. In fact, her desktop is completely filled with links to websites she might need. If you texted her, she always said that she got it, but her phone has 300 unread texts. I want to thank you for all coming out and for your love and support. Our family has felt so honored and encouraged throughout all this. Through the pain, we have felt so much love. Thank you, Mom. As a child, she blew me away with all the things she did that no one ever saw. Except Gina and I did see some of the sacrifices she gave to have food on the table, day in and day out, as a single mother working 3 jobs. You gave your time to wipe our noses, clean the house, do the laundry, and make sure we have everything we need before running out to go back to another 10-hour shift at the hospital. Thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom, for instilling virtue beyond measure. You showed us how to have great integrity and work hard. It is because of your example that we will not settle for mediocrity in life. Thank you, Mom, for loving me for the 47 years of my life. Through our challenging times and through it all, I will always know that you loved us, loved me and my sister, no matter what trouble I caused. She would say, I might hate what you do, but I will always love you. Thank you, Mom, for pushing education and learning no matter how old you get. She believed in education so strongly, I once missed my bus and she said, take your bike, and as a teenager, I refused. I yelled and tried running past my mom at a doorway, and she just grabbed anything, and it was my finger. She brought me into the ER, they put the splint on it, and then she dropped me off right in front of that school. I never missed a day of school after that. I mean, ever. She was so proud of me when I graduated massage school, and more proud of me when I got my bachelor's degree. She always loved getting a huge hug and kiss by every child and grandchild, whether they wanted to or not. She shared with me that those hugs actually kept her going on tough days, especially when she was sad about losing her husband, Phil, so long ago. You have to understand, he spoiled her so much with hugs, kisses, and gifts, so much that when he passed away, we could not fill in his role at all. He has her now in his arms, and I know she is loved by his huge heart and soul. Now, growing up, we had this really big plastic spoon that she used to use on us to keep us in line, and used to threaten us and the grandkids. I don't have it, but I wish I did. It was just a big blue spoon. Even though the kids never seen it, they were still scared of it. She always said if I misbehaved, she would come back from the grave and beat me with a blue spoon. I will always remember her tenacity. If you told her that she could not do something, she would reply with, watch me, and succeed. Death came for my mom several times, and she ignored it. And finally, God said, no, I'm serious. And I will always remember her as a woman that would give the shirt off her back for the people that she loved, and I will always keep you proud of everything you taught us. Thank you, Mom. You are not gone. You and your teachings are part of us. Your strength and leadership lives on for your children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren.
My mother was and is a person that I have idolized my whole life. She encouraged, inspired, threatened, and constructively criticized me to persevere and to be the best person I could be. Being Mom's first and only child for 6.5 years allowed me other special memories that I hold dear. I was Mom's dress-up doll. I matched head to toe, bows to socks, and in between, all matched. I clung to her almost every moment until my brother was born. I love Mom's stories of how she married my father at the young age of 16 by my father's Pennsylvania family. She became a Navy wife, then mother to me at 18. After Greg was born, we lived in quite a few West Coast states from my father's work. Mom always embraced each new area with new adventures, such as allowing me to learn horseback riding in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, finding abalone in Morro Bay, California, learning how to play bingo on TV with her in North Dakota, and so much more until Mom moved Greg, her, and I back to New York and then on to Florida. She knew at that time she needed to go back to school, work hard, and continue to be the best single mom and provider ever, which she did to the millionth degree. She knew, through my growing up years, she worked 3+ jobs to give me the popular teen clothes, and she taught me how to roll coins with her for savings for our mini vacations. Even in my rebellious teen years, I always loved my mom, but I liked to challenge her rules. Like the time I begged my grandma to let me leave school early, which she did. Then on my stroll home with a friend, Mom pulled up in the car next to me and dragged me by my ear back in the car and back to school. Let's just say, I never did that again. Mom and I definitely had our challenging times, but she was still my friend and confidant. She encouraged and taught me to persevere even when life gets hard. There is always a way to create a better way. We all know Mom had the gift to talk with anyone. Not that she loved all people, but she was always curious to know the fine details about them. When she would ask lots of questions about my friends, their love lives, their jobs, their real hair color, where they were from, why did they move to Wilmington, and so much more, I would joke with her that she was a real Curious George, or CG for short. After my parents split up, Mom was very focused on creating a better life for Greg and I, so she limited her love life until I got married and moved out. Soon after, it seemed Mom felt more comfortable with standing out into the dating scene. As I look back at those years, what an adventure it was. The ones I remember were boyfriend Joe, husband number 2 Craig, and husband number 3 Phil, her real true love, who we know Mom is continuing to travel journeys together. Then boyfriend Bill, with some stragglers in between, some living and most maybe not. If she did have the opportunity to meet a man, she wanted a real date with dinner, not a wimpy cheap date, just meeting for coffee. Mom wanted someone to take care of her, but in reality, she always overly took care of them, plus everyone else in their family and ours. Mom embraced having 2 homes with gusto. She disliked the drive, but thoroughly loved the friends she made in both places. Through the years, her passions have been mahjong, dominoes, card games, word games, and any game that she can challenge other people. She loved to travel the world, which she did at least one time per year. Italy, Greece, an African safari with a hot air balloon ride across the Serengeti, Holland, Germany, Scotland, Australia, Asian countries, New Zealand, Hawaii, and Alaska 3 separate times, going dog sledding and riding in a helicopter there, and so many more, mostly traveling by cruising with boyfriends, husbands, best friends, and family. Mom's family was her driving force and her only reason she wanted to live. She was proud of all of our accomplishments and loved hearing and being part of the events of her grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Mom was the advice giver, even if you didn't ask for it, but in the long run, you knew that you needed to hear it. I will definitely miss my almost daily car drive phone calls to her and the so-called quick calls that could last 1 to 2 hours. I will also miss how any of us could just drop by her house and just sit and talk. I know, Mom, you are watching over and guiding us with Phil. We will try our best to continue to make you proud. I love you, Mom. Everyone needs to hug and love your family and friends, because you never know when it could be your last time. Live life to its fullest, just as Charlotte has done.
I'm Josh. I'm Charlotte's grandson. This is a psalm from Proverbs 31, lines 10 through 31. A woman of valor who can be found, for her price is far above rubies. The heart of her husband safely trusts in her, and he has no lack of gain. She does see him good and not evil all the days of her life. She seeks wool and flax and works willingly with her hands. She's like the merchant ships. She brings the food from afar. She rises also while it is yet night and gives food to her household and a portion to her maidens. She considers a field and buys it. With the fruit of her hands, she plants a vineyard. She girds her loins with strength and makes strong her arms. She perceives that her merchandise is good. Her lamp does not go out by night. She lays her hand to the distaff, and her hands hold the spindle. She stretches out her hand to the poor, yea, she reaches forth with her hands to the needy. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. She makes for herself coverlets. Her clothing is fine linen and purple. Her husband is known in the gates, while he sits among the elders of the land. She makes the linen garments and sells them, and delivers girdles unto the merchant. Strength and dignity are her clothing, and she laughs at the time to come. She opens her mouth with wisdom, and the law of kindness is on her tongue. She looks well to the ways of her household, and eats not the bread of idleness. Her children rise up and call her blessed. Her husband also, and he praises her. Many daughters have done valiantly, but you rise above them all. Grace is deceitful, and beauty is vain. But a woman that fears the Lord, she shall be praised. Give her the fruit of her hands, and let her work praise her in the gates. I have a story. For her grandchildren, Mom went the extra mile. Even when she was busy, she would always make time for us. When I went to Florida with her when I was younger, I was there for 2 weeks. We went to the Kennedy Space Center in Cape Canaveral. I thought we were just going to do the ordinary. Let's take a tour and walk around the area. Nope. We took a bus tour around the entire Space Center, And during the middle of the day, she took me to eat lunch, and we ate with astronauts, actual astronauts that had been to the International Space Station. That was surreal. I remember Mom and I asking the astronauts so many questions like, what made you want to become an astronaut? What was it like in zero gravity? And how are you supposed to go to the bathroom in space? Looking back, it was that experience that fueled my love for aerospace and aviation as a whole. No matter what I did, Mom was always proud of me.
So I'm Craig. I'm Charlotte's first grandson. I did not prepare anything, even last time or even this time right now. The only thing I can say is just memories that I have with her. One of the ones that sticks out, which I've mentioned plenty of times, is that I was a spoiled grandchild. I remember plenty of times flying from Tampa to Fort Lauderdale to be with Mom. And Mom just saying, okay, we're going to Toys R Us. And we get to Toys R Us and she goes, get whatever you want. We fill up carts. And that is just the happy memories that I have. There's plenty of others, plenty of crazy memories, and as everybody else has said, talking on the phone with her, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, it's been 2 hours. You didn't even realize it. And it was always just things that we needed to hear. That's all I'm going to remember is just really happy times and happy memories.
Mom, I am very sad. She thought of me as her little monster. She would inspire me to follow my goals. She always helped me in my goals, like buying me my punching bag and baseball pitching machine. She kissed me every chance she got, even if I didn't want it. I will always be thinking of you, and you will always be in my heart. And I know she will always love me and be there for me.
Hi, my name is Lawson. I'm Charlotte's other grandson. Mom was a very extraordinary person. She was filled with kindness, laughs, and most importantly, love. She was a very hardworking person. She will always inspire me to be like her. Mom always loved when the grandkids would come over and hang out with her. She loved having company around no matter if she was in the mood for it or not. I loved going to her house to talk with her and learn more from her, but most of all, I loved the stories that she would tell. But now it's our turn to tell stories about her and the life we live today. I can tell you one thing for sure about her, she's definitely lived her life to the fullest. She always said, will you make sure to tell your grandkids about me, and can you make sure I won't be forgotten? Well, Mom, I can definitely say you won't be forgotten, and that you will forever be in all of our hearts. Last summer, she wanted me and my cousin Haley to come down to her house in Florida to spend some time with her. Well, one day, we went to Walmart to get some mulch and some other items to fill in the gap in her front lawn. We loaded it into her car and went on our merry way. Well, about 3 minutes into the drive, I felt something on my leg, and I'm like, what is crawling on my leg? I turn the light on, and I see a huge grasshopper in the car, and on my leg. It jumps onto my shirt, and I start screaming and flipping out. Meanwhile, she's driving and laughing at me hysterically. Then Haley starts laughing at me hysterically. The mom gets even louder and laughing even more than before, and so on and so forth. It got to the point where Mom was laughing so hard she could barely see the road and about to piss her pants. So at least I can definitely say I gave her the best laugh she has ever had, and I can still remember all of it to this day. No matter what was going on in her life, she would always pause for others. She cared for people before caring for herself. Mom was a big figure in my life since the day I was born, and she always was around the corner if I needed her. No matter how angry or mad she was at you, she still loved you no matter what. She always loved hugs, and I'll forever embrace the last hug I gave her on April 1st, 2022, which coincidentally is April Fool's Day. When I gave her that final squeeze, the last thing she said to me was leave the door open. Now, she could have actually meant to leave the door open because she's claustrophobic, but in a way, I think that was her trying to tell me to create possibility or not to prevent the future from happening. For instance, her passing. She wouldn't want it to be sad or depressing. She would want it to be a celebration of her life and have people to tell stories about her so she can keep on living no matter if she's there for the ride or not. Mom, one way touched your heart if you're here right now, and I thank you all for being here to celebrate her life with us and all the incredible things she has done.
I'm mom's grandmother. So also when we were in Florida, it was our last day and we were taking our last golf cart ride and we were getting ready to go into the garage and we were buckled still and we just heard something and we looked up and the garage door was broken when it closed. Because Lawson, with his great driving skills, made into the garage door. So that was we always loved how Mom was there for us, and she still took care of it and wasn't mad. And like when we went to Greece, she had the most fun time, and especially the pictures. She loved taking pictures.
Do you want to tell the story of that one photo?
Go ahead.
There was this one photo, and it was her. We were walking in the streets of Greece, pretty sure it's Santorini, and there was a statue of male genitals, and there was a tree of them. And she said, "Come over here, let me take a photo of me holding them." And I was like, "Why?" And she said, "Just take the photo." So I took the photo.
Let me have that photo. Later.
She thought she was the funniest person doing that.
She was.
That's it.
I don't have a prepared speech, but something really sticks out with me. If you take a look at this picture was when we were in Santorini, Greece. If anybody knows me here, I have horrible anxiety. And one of my favorite things that scares me and terrifies me is going up on high mountains that have steep drop-offs. The reason I'm in this picture is because Charlotte, she helped me through, she helped me work through my anxiety. Of course, I'm going with my wife. She was supportive of me. She was there for me. I always said in my life, my entire life, maybe I could count 5 people that would be there for me. I've had several health issues in my life and whatnot. She's been in the hospital with me. She's been there for me. If I pick up the phone and I said, "Mom, I have a problem," boom, who's knocking at the door? So everybody here basically has embraced Charlotte, Mom. We love her, we miss her. We know her spirit is up there with Phil, traveling the world right now. And thank you so much, everyone, for being down with us. If anybody else would like to share the memory of Charlotte, feel free to come up. If not, after this, we're going to say Kaddish and then Psalm 23 graveside. Would anybody like to come up and say a few words? If not, it's okay.
Hi, my name is Shannon. Charlotte was a very, very dear friend of mine. I met her later in life, but we used to joke that we were sisters from different mothers. And I loved her dearly. And I never thought that the next time I saw her would be at her funeral. When Bill and I first started dating, we didn't even know we were getting engaged. Charlotte could be a little forceful, and she said to me, "If you ever get married, I will be the officiant at your wedding." And of course, she was going to be. And if you ever find the service that she wrote, because I know she did, I would love to have it. She meant so much to me and to Sue. We became so close, so quickly. It's like we have known her all our life. I loved her so much, and I can't believe that she is gone. I am devastated by it.